Up in the highest peaks of the Himalayas, where the air is so clear and everything feels quiet, there's a story about a mountain that once learned a very powerful lesson. So today, let's dive into this beautiful fable about a little girl who discovers why true devotion is found not in noise, but in silence. So our story starts with a little 5-year-old girl named Ira. Picture her standing there surrounded by these massive snow-covered mountains. The air is totally still, and there's this incredible peace all around her. And as she's taking it all in, this one simple question pops into her head. And that question is what kicks off our whole story. And you know, just as Ira whispers her question to the wind, this warm, golden light appears right in front of her. And out of that light stepped Lord Shiva, looking so calm, and Mother Parvati with a smile as gentle as the breeze. They heard her, you see. They heard her innocent question, and they've got a story for her. Parvati gets right to the heart of it. She tells Ira that the deep peace she's feeling, well, it's coming from the very ground she's standing on. Because this is the birthplace of the Kedarnath Jyotirlinga, and the story of how it was created, that holds the key to everything. So, Parvati begins the story. She explains that a long, long time ago, these mountains were the exact opposite of silent. Actually, they were echoing with constant noise. But it wasn't the sound of nature. It was the clamor of people whose hearts were just restless. And this right here was the big problem. People were praying, sure, but they'd completely forgotten how to pray. It was all about wanting blessings and wanting them fast. Their devotion had turned into this chaotic mess of people arguing for favors. They'd lost the real heart of it all, that calm, patient love that really only comes when you take the time to listen. You can imagine, seeing all this, Lord Shiva's heart grew pretty heavy. Devotion had become a demand. Love had turned into a race. He knew they needed a lesson, but not a lesson of thunder or anger. No, he decided to teach them with a gentle but really profound example. So how does he teach this lesson? Well, not with words, but with the total absence of them. He came to these very mountains and became unbelievably still, just embodying the silence of a great mountain. He basically disappeared from their senses. Now, Shiva's silence had this incredible chain reaction. First, when people could no longer feel his presence, all those frantic demands just faded away and turned into worry. Then, that worry started to soften into humility. And in that quiet that followed, they could finally hear their own restless hearts and realize, wow, we've made a mistake. And this is the turning point. The second their hearts changed, the moment they found that humility, Lord Shiva responded. The mountain he had become began to glow with this soft divine light. Their inner change was met with an outer miracle. And from that glowing light, the Kedarnath Jyotirlinga was born. And it's not just a stone, right? It's a physical symbol of the lesson they all learned. It stands for a devotion that's strong and steady, just like a mountain. One that's quiet and profound, like patience, and one that's pure, like true love. Okay, so now the story comes full circle. We're back with our little girl, Ira, and for her, this ancient tale isn't just some history lesson. It's like a mirror. She starts to see what it all means in her own life, right there in the Himalayan quiet. And that's when it clicks for her. The story becomes a mirror. Ira suddenly sees herself in that noisy crowd. She remembers all the times she was impatient with her parents, the times she didn't really truly listen. The ancient fable becomes her own story, and that lesson hits home on a really personal level. With this new understanding, Ira doesn't just think about it, she does something. She folds her hands, her heart is full, and a soft Om Namah Shivaya escapes her lips. It's this beautiful, simple act that shows she's really, truly understood the lesson of calm, respectful devotion. And as she finishes, Lord Shiva gives her one final piece of wisdom, and it's the perfect summary of the whole story. It's a reminder that in our own noisy world, there is so much power and clarity waiting for us in stillness if we just take the time to listen. So what's the big takeaway from this Himalayan fable? Well, it teaches us that true devotion isn't about how much noise we make. It's about the patient respect we carry in our hearts. It reminds us that wisdom isn't about never making mistakes, but about learning from them. And maybe most importantly, it shows us that by embracing a little calm, we finally make the space to truly listen to others, to the world, and even to ourselves. And that really leaves us with a thought, doesn't it? The story of Kedarnath shows us that silence itself can be a powerful guide. So we'll leave you with this question to ponder. In your own life, when has taking a moment to just be quiet and patient helped you understand something or someone a little bit better? Thanks for joining us.